When we look at last summer, both of these teams were constantly fighting to end first at the end of the regular season.
Rogue and the Mad Lions. If these two teams continue to perform, continue to win, they will stand tall above all.
Then moving into playoffs, expectations were quite high, and they both disappointed.
No, this cannot be how it ends. G2 absolutely obliterating Mad. One small mistake.
Rogue, they tried as they might, and you cannot stop the Nazareth.
For me, after playing all this time, I never made the finals. And I feel like this is like my biggest chance to, like, you know, small goal, make the finals, you know, and big goal, obviously, everyone wants to win LEC.
Last year, I also played against Odoamne in solo queue, and he wasn't that strong. This year is really insane, actually. I think maybe the best laning in LEC right now.
Right now, I'm playing the best league I played for like my whole life, pretty much.
Larssen pushing forward with the coin to give himself a little bit more space, and immediately Odoamne into the pit!
You have one player of the game. Thank you so much.
I think that already last year, Hansama was able to make huge strides in what he was capable of doing as a player, largely because he was unlocked.
It just feels like everyone got weaker this year.
Didn't hit it in the eye as Hansama dives into the bottom lane. Humanoid almost down, the unleashed power, not quite enough as Hansama! Killer Instinct into the flash, the shield.
But I guess I got stronger, so I think this year I have to do it all to gain the title.
I'm excited about Rogue versus Mad because you have a very interesting clash of styles. When you look at how Rogue is approaching the game, they are clean, precise, clinical, and efficient.
Larssen with the stun lands on Tinker. Odo is in the perfect position. Killer Instinct comes out, inspired, working against Streets here as the double kill comes for Hansama.
However, with a team like Mad Lions, they're all about going for these crazy all-in engages.
No trigger, spin, but not enough win. As Kaiser picks up the first kill, Uptick goes down immediately after. Another great scout of the week. Everybody dies, but it's Mad Lions coming out on top.
Throughout the split, they've showcased strong early games, strong team fighting, but sometimes it doesn't all come together. When going up against Rogue, they're definitely the underdogs, but if they can bring that together, then there's a real chance that they can take down the Titans that are Rogue.
As well on Odoamne. They just don't have the damage. They just don't have the cash to buy the items to get the kills against Rogue. Lamb's Respite will save Carzzy underneath the Nexus towers, but immediately he goes pop.
I don't really want to get too ahead of myself because we're like our biggest enemy. If we feel like teams don't pose us a challenge, we shouldn't compare ourselves to other teams. We should just compare ourselves to like how good we can be.
Now we are trying to play more aggressive because we want to like test our limits a bit, like even on stage. I think we're still trying to find our limiter, and then like we will be more consistent in the future.
Won't get any more damage now, but Kaiser's been stunned up, and there's the route. The Blade Caller straight through the heart of the XL bot lane. XL, oh, another stun. Patrick has the cleanse though, not quite enough damage there for Carzzy.
I think that both teams are constantly working to prove that they're the next generation and that they can finally take the title away from the two Titans that have dominated for so long.
Welcome back for Game 5 of the match of the week between Rogue and Mad Lions. It's a neck-and-neck race in the playoffs at this moment. Every single match mattering, and of course for two teams that have been fighting, as you heard from Vedius there at the end, to upset, unravel, I don't know, I'm struggling to find the word. They want to beat G2 and Fnatic, kick them down a notch, and remind people that it's not just a two-horse race. Well, this is the chance to prove it. Show up here, flex a little bit, and get ready for those playoffs.
Yeah, I think this game will definitely show how strong Rogue is, because I think G2 arguably smashed them yesterday, I would say. But Rogue is definitely a top team. They were against Mad all throughout the whole of last year. We'll see where the two teams stack up against each other.
Oh, and here it is.
Groovy.
My favorite song. just wait. We gotta wait for the drop before we talk. Just wait. Just
Have to wait.
It's like one more bar.
When's it coming?
2, 3, 4. Okay, now we can talk. All right, Rogue.
I'm bopping.
They banned away the Udyr, the TF coming away from Mad Lions. Already some mid lane focus. A lot of history here between Larssen and Humanoid. We'll see who comes out on top today, but no surprise. This see the Rel added to the list.
Yeah, Azir. I think Europe is famous for its Azir. Everyone plays Azir in Europe almost. And these are our two biggest players of Azir. Humanoid and Larssen, that's been taken away. The TF taken away from Larssen as well. Rel's out. So I'm looking at Senna Tamkench. That's banned away. I'm looking at Udyr. I'm looking at Aphelios Thresh. And I'm looking at Lillia.
All right, Caitlyn though is going to be the ban away. Mix it up, just the one that you didn't list, just to spite you a bit from the Rogue household. Caitlyn banning away though does make a lot of sense. She is one of the few AD carries that just pretty much guarantees lane priority for you, so good to see it taken off the board.
Which is kind of interesting, I must say, because Hansama is the one who's played Caitlyn twice this split, but Carzzy hasn't played it a single time. So they must think it's really strong. They must want to deny it on red side, which makes a lot of sense because first pick blue side Caitlyn must be weak because you'll always get counterpicked on support. So I think that's a big key about Caitlyn. Really strong on red side, not so strong on blue side. But Udyr is very strong on blue side. This champion is one of the most OP, if not the most OP jungler in the game right now. I think Lillia is just a small, tiny tier behind it, but Lillia equally as strong, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that get picked up. And now we're looking at things like the Lucian and the Tristana, perhaps, for these two mids, who seem to love the Lucian.
And the Lucian has been banned away, of course, but now the Lillia is going to follow. And how, in a matchup between Elyoya and Inspired, did somebody get their hands on Udyr?
Yeah.
This is going to be a rough one for the side of Mad Lions. Udyr has been a little bit feast or famine, to be completely honest, in the LEC. We've seen it be very powerful internationally. But, you know, we obviously had great early games for the champion, but if Inspired gets going, if he starts getting his laners ahead, he is not a man to be messed with.
Yeah, definitely two very, very strong junglers here for both sides. Lillia versus Udyr on this jungle matchup, but I think it's just an AD trade now, right? So Carzzy's gone for the Jhin. I wouldn't be surprised to see Hansama go for something like the Kaiser or the Kalista. Something aggressive, something to get in his face, try to win the matchup. But like I was saying, counterpick support is so big on red side that it's probably even better in their own interest to go for the 2-3, a really strong bot lane. Perhaps they could go for something like the Orianna blind pick, because Azir's off the table, TF's down, Lucian's down as well. The mid lane pool's falling to wall control mages, things like the Orianna, the Victor, perhaps even things like the Syndra.
Now the Thresh is going to be picked up. Thresh potentially heralding an Aphelios pick here, the duo that we've seen it with the most. That said, in general, Thresh just offers a lot of safety to your team, lets your Udyr go even deeper. As Rogue are taking their time on this pick, really debating what option they want to come through on. I want to talk about the hovers so bad, even though I know none of them are going to cement.
None of them are going to be picked. Okay, so
it's Orianna. Okay, you called it. It's Orianna.
Yeah, going for the control mage makes sense when 3 mids are already banned out, but I'm interested to see what they pick up on the AD role, because now I feel like Mad Lions can just pick Nautilus or Blitzcrank, something that counters the Thresh blind pick, because they didn't go for the Aphelios Thresh. There it is, Nautilus and Blitzcrank, the two hardest counters to Thresh. Kaiser picking up his Nautilus, which he's played a lot this split, I think 3 times. This is going to be the 4th. And now what AD does Rogue go for? I feel like Mad Lions can ban away Aphelios. They can ban away things like the MF, perhaps, even the Ashe, which I think Hansama is really good at. And then you're kind of down to A/B tier AD carries. But on the other side, Rogue could ban away mids, things like the Syndra, things like the Victor.
Definitely can. Of course, for the side of Rogue, the good news is with a pick like the Thresh locked in, they have relative safety for whatever they opt to go for. The Aphelios taken away, as that is the primary pairing, giving Aphelios some much needed safety, makes him an even bigger threat. But now see what Rogue want to ban away, what they want to limit on the opposite side in the form of mid laners. Tristana gone.
Which makes a lot of sense, right? You have an AP jungler on the side of the Mad Lions in Lillia. Let's take away AD mids. Tristana taken off the board. I think that's the only other AD champion that Humanoid's played this split alongside Lucian, which is already banned out. But things like the Syndra are just annoying champs for the Udyr, right? If you're running at her, you get stunned. So I wouldn't be surprised to see another ban thrown at mid, because Rogue could either ban away counter pick top lanes, because that's probably what Mad Lions are going to last pick here, or they can ban away mid lanes, which do well, into the side of Orianna.
Taking the Gnar off the board as well, which does free them up to blind pick a tank top laner. Gnar, one of the biggest threats to those tanks in terms of just relative safe blue side blind picks. Also frees them up for a bit more counter picks if they want to. We'll see pretty much who they want to give that counter pick to, whether it is going to be Humanoid or Armut. One of them will have to blind pick their lane matchup. And Tristana, what is the follow-up ban going to be? Humanoid's been talking a lot on Twitter about how Nocturne potentially is something to be hyped for. Vedius, I think, has been egging him on. But despite that, Victor will be the ban away here from the side of Rogue.
Yeah, I'm looking at top laners here. Maybe the Nocturne comes in, like you said, but I doubt it in general. They're probably going to go for a control mage.
Please tell what happens all the time. Vedius, this is like the only day that Vedius isn't here, and if a Nocturne gets picked in, he's going to be livid.
I'm surprised by the Sion blind pick. I feel like Mad Lions could have countered top harder, but Armut goes for the safe option. I feel like going for something like the Aatrox here on Rogue could just free up top lane and give you a really strong top matchup. I was surprised to see that Sion come out. Maybe Rogue want to match it with a tank, but I feel like with the double AP mid jungle that you have here, Udyr, of course, doing a lot of AP, Aatrox is the best pick. We even saw it last game. The ban away of Aatrox and Shen to pick up the Sion blind pick, what Misfits did into G2. Aatrox, one of the biggest counters to Sion, because you basically out-heal his damage later the game goes on.
Yeah, and have to see exactly how Rogue want to round out this composition. Their final pick here, an 80 carry Samir, remember, this is 11-4, not 11-5, so the compensation buffs have not come through yet. She is still very, very weak. It's going to be the Kalista to pair with the Thresh. I love this because Thresh, against this composition, was looking quite vulnerable, but the Kalista helps mitigate some of that threat.
Yeah, Kalista Thresh, it's a classic. I think that should have been banned away, actually. I was expecting a Kalista on the 2-3 into the Jhin, or something like the Philios Thresh, but they do end up getting the Kalista for free. That's a Nocturne hover. I think Vedius has stood up from his seat right now. I'm 100% sure of that. It just depends whether they lock it in. It's good for their team comp.
He played Ahri yesterday as his Nocturne today. It's the Ahri again.
Oh, he's teasing Vedius. He goes for the Ahri again. Now Ahri into
all of us.
yeah. Now Ahri into Orianna. Let's ignore the Nocturne hover. Ahri into Orianna has been a matchup which has been going through the ages, right? We've seen it season 5, 6, 7, all throughout the last history of League of Legends in a sense. And I feel like Orianna wins the lane, but Ahri can always get the solo kill and wins on side. And she's a lot more dangerous. The team fights looks for flanks. Control mage versus almost like an AP assassin. So I like that pickup from Mad Lions. They have pretty good spread damage across the board. I would say they have a very safe top side, and they have a very aggressive bot side into the Kalista. So Rogue, on the other hand, they have a lot of aggressive lanes. They have the Aatrox, they have Kalista Thresh. Inspired has a lot of options to play into here. Just depends which one you want to snowball, and I'm thinking bot lane is going to be a lot of fighting.
Absolutely is, and of course with the Udyr, we're going to keep our eyes where he's going to focus, as you mentioned already, Caedrel. See what Inspired wants to do. Elyoya kind of expecting him more to power farm in the early game. Difficult for him to match the individual threat of the Udyr, but we'll keep our eyes on both these lineups. It is time for the match of the week, Rogue versus the Mad Lions.
Ooh, Mad going 5-man bot. We've seen this many times. I think it's really good when the enemy team has a winning bot matchup or a range support. I think they will drop a ward here before they base, and that just gives them a lot of information when it comes to the lane phase, whether they're getting cheesed, and just gives them information in general for when this bot matchup plays out 2v2.
Keeping our eyes, of course, on the junglers here in the early game. That's what we want you guys to watch. Inspired and Elyoya both clutch for their teams. Inspired has very steadily risen to be in the conversation for best jungler in the league. And Elyoya obviously having an incredible first split performance. In general, guys that we watch, but the thing that, of course, kind of caught us off guard in the pick ban phase was the fact that Inspired did get his hands on the Udyr.
Yeah, definitely the strongest jungler right now. And like you said, Inspired, he's made a statement for himself as probably the best jungler in the league right now. In Elyoya, it's his first rookie year. He's wanting to do the same. As we see the stats here, I mean, look at the kill participation coming out from Elyoya. We knew Mad Lions was such an aggressive early game team, and Elyoya is the backbone of that. Whereas Inspired, on the other hand, low jungle proximity, low kill participation. He's been farming up a lot, making sure he's strong. Quite a selfish playstyle in a sense, but he's definitely proving it to be that it works. You know, it works for Rogue. Get Inspired ahead, get Larssen ahead, play the sides.
And you can't underestimate the impact that both these players have. And the difference in stats here isn't to highlight a discrepancy in skill, but maybe a difference in approach to the game. Elyoya often a little bit more focused on the team. Inspired, obviously, often leveraging his team to build himself greater individual advantages.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the jungle matchup plays out. As you see, aggressive trade in bot. Kaiser forced to use his hook to get away. And I think the story of the league the last couple of weeks has been priority lanes and junglers being able to get advantages. Now, if you look across the whole map, Rogue have Prio in 3 lanes, Odoamne is winning top, Larssen has Humanoid on the tower, and Hans and Trymbi are winning the bot trade. So 3 Prio lanes for Rogue, they have a stronger jungler in the early game. How is Elyoya going to dissect the game to try and find leads for his team, which he has done so many times?
Good news is Humanoid's at least winning out on some of these trades, but yeah, you mentioned it. It's definitely a difficult puzzle to solve, especially when the bot lane from Rogue has so much priority that they get to wander into your jungle, that they get to spot which camps are up and available. Yeah,
that gives a lot of information over to Rogue. They know Lillia is pathing bot side, but so is Inspired, and because of the amount of priority lanes that Rogue have, I wouldn't be surprised to see Inspired get this bot grab, move through mid, get the top grab as well, and just keep these lanes pushing, because having 3 pushing lanes is good, because you have lots of information and you can distract the enemy jungler, but the problem is pushing lanes are gankable. So you have to make sure you cover all of them, make sure they play aggressive based on where the enemy jungle is. They know what Elyoya's bot side. Odoamne can play aggressive on the top side. Trymbi's going in. Hook.
Aftershock has been procced. Kaiser can try to pull him back. The snare coming in. Carzzy going to interrupt it. Trymbi starting to burn. The heal coming out. 4 shot though. Carzzy doesn't have another one in the chamber. Means he is going to have to back away. It's Inspired. Spotted out on a ward, but it's a sign for Mad Lions to back off. Explosive first 2 levels here in the bot lane.
Yeah, look at this crab though. Inspired started up, but it seems Humanoid's got the push. Inspired's in a bit of danger here. He smites it, decides to run away. Gets hit by the charm though.
That's going to be massive. Elyoya landing in the center of the W as well. It means that he's going to go down for first blood, and Rogue bot lane falling apart. And just like that, Mad Lions, what more can you ask ask
He's
for.
dead.
Sweeps him down with the Dream Burrows. He's ticking. Trymbi burning slowly but surely. Elyoya gonna try to prance down on him.
He might hunt this down. He has the flash. Elyoya should be able to get this kill.
If he gets him to backstep, he's already got the kill. Oh, the flay. Trymbi, he's too clean. The Dream Burrows. He's
Flash
just out of
auto
range.
attack.
Okay, all right. I was getting a little too hyped.
Elyoya was trying to save his flash as much as he could there, but 3 kills for Mad Lions, and Elyoya is the backbone of those kills. We highlighted it already at the start of the game. Elyoya gets Mad Lions ahead in these early games. He's found 2 kills in 4 minutes. Rogue had full control of the game, but Inspired, just disrespecting the mid-prio, ends up dying, and Mad Lions have 3 kills.
And I think the 2 picks that we had our eye on were 1, the Udyr. What was it going to do? What could it get accomplished? And 2, the Ahri. Well, in this case, it was the Ahri who won out. Getting that mid-prio, being able to roam first, the pairing there of Elyoya and Humanoid, getting so much work here done. It's 4 minutes and 20 seconds. It is 3 kills to 0. It is a 1K gold lead to the favor of Mad Lions. This is a dominant early game performance.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of miscommunication from Rogue. Inspired fighting 1v2 for the Crab while his bot lane's all inning 2v2. They lose the 2v2. They lose the Crab as well. And, well, they lose the Crab fight in general. They got the Crab itself. But TP coming in from Humanoid. Larssen might need the Lantern. Kaiser spots him out. And now the problem is this mid matchup is Ahri favored. I think it's Orianna favored. But because Humanoid has TP, he's freezing mid-wave, I think. He's already got the Verdant Barrier, which will counter the Orianna and Udyr. But Trymbi doesn't have flash. It's very risky from him to work here. But look at mid-wave. Humanoid has a freeze. Rogue have to free this up. Trymbi might get caught.
No attack. Trymbi going to get pulled back. They know that he has no flash from the previous play. They just get to walk him down. They're going to try to donate to kill the Humanoid. He's going to pick it up in the end. And Humanoid grabbing that early, that's insult to injury.
This is the problem when your jungle support don't group up. Trymbi tries to walk in without Inspired on the same side of the map. And Mad Lions win with the number advantage. Humanoid still has the freeze in mid lane. So not only does he get a kill, he has a mid freeze as well. Larssen's going to have to base. He's probably going to pull the wave here as well. Pull it into the bush. Keep the freeze. And Larssen is bleeding CS. They lose Trymbi, and now this winning bot, this winning mid, and this winning jungle for Rogue has fallen apart.
Flawless classes from Mad Lions. And Caedrel, I expected a lot of things from this game, but I did not expect it to be Mad Lions giving Rogue the Mufasa treatment. They are unrelenting in their early pressure. This is going to be difficult for Rogue. They're supposed to be winning in so many lanes, but because of a single moment where mid had prio, so much is now fallen apart.
Yeah, everything's fallen apart from one thing, Drakos, and that's topside. Odoamne, sitting on quite a hefty CS lead, has TP advantage as well over Armut. Humanoid does miss the charm, but Armut said in the Match of the Week teaser that he thinks Odoamne is one of the best laners in the league now. He was a bit shaky last year in solo queue, but he is actually one of the best now. 20 CS up, has TP advantage, still yet to base. Might look to back off here because he knows Elyoya is around the top side probably. And if he does TP back, that means that Rogue's bot lane is going to have to fight off 2v2 for the next couple minutes.
And we've called Odoamne multiple times this season the weak side king because of the advantages that he can build for himself in isolation. Now, the team's going to need some of those advantages this time around as we see him TP back to top lane, sustain that advantage, build it up. Because the good news for him is he's not on a tank, he's not on a Maokai. As we see the fight for Raptors break down here between the 2 junglers, he is on the Aatrox. He can be the difference maker for the lineup as Armut takes a massive trade in favor of Odo, and the hook goes wide in the bot lane.
Yeah, it feels like Mad Lions have the winning mid jungle now, and they have the winning bot matchup, so they can snowball the game. They're looking for this Drake. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mad Lions pushing this bot wave and try to help Elyoya out on this Drake. You can see Humanoid's winning bot side, but Rogue want to fight. Trymbi's only level 3 though. The hook goes wide. But they're gonna back off, go towards this Drake. They have so much control of the game. But Inspired still a level up over Elyoya. He's around 3 camps up, and I think that's just because he's power farming. We saw it in the statistics already. Elyoya plays for his team, gets his team ahead, snowballs the early game, whereas Inspired, very selfish, tries to take camps, get himself ahead, and once he's ahead, then he'll start impacting the map.
And we have to remember, of course, as well, that if there's ever a position where Carzzy is left alone or isolated in a fight, it is so easy for Inspired with so much farm going into his back pocket to just run down this Jhin. Very hard for him to play these fights out. A lot of pressure on Kaiser to peel for his AD carry if Mad Lions fall behind it all. But as long as they're ahead, maybe the front line will be enough. Keep our eyes on the Udyr. Jungle CS advantage always feels good, but I don't know about you, Caedrel. In my experience, I'd always take the guy who's getting kills.
Yeah, most definitely, but Inspired is trying to get this red buff. Elyoya has the ult to buy time. Humanoid's around, Armut's around. Inspired has the smite, so I think Elyoya knows this is gone. He loses 1v1, but Inspired, level up still. He's being a big thorn on the side of Mad Lions here. He's being a bit of a nuisance, taking away camps from Elyoya, slowing down the snowball, and look what Rogue have done. They've dropped bot wave, they're going to give up the wave. They know this 2v2s never go in their favor, but they need to snowball because their early game comp is so strong. Kalista, Thresh, Aatrox, Udyr. Let's start Herald, try to crack open this game, get this Herald, maybe swap back, put ourselves into the Sion. And you can see Carzzy's recalling. They won't be in time to match, but we'll have to see how they decide to play it out. Do they want to match eventually, or do they just want to mismatch because they have a Sion? And we've seen this so many times. Sion, Gragas under tower, 2v1, he always gets the double kill because he's way too tanky, whereas carries like the Aatrox do fall against these melee support AD carries.
Yeah, and of course, as well, we've seen so much isolated time for Hansama in that bot lane matchup that he's level 6 to Trymbi's level 4, which is good news. Normally, I wouldn't be so excited about it, but with the ultimate there, that's just that much easier to dive the tower. But for the price of about a wave and a half, Rogue have gotten prio on that objective. The charm going to land. The follow-up from Carzzy has to be flashed away from, and Humanoid feeling a bit frisky. Going to use an extra charge of the ultimate. Larssen getting completely zoned away.
Yeah, but it's a good chunk. That means Mad can get play on 2 lanes, right? They can push in mid, try to get some platings. The problem is, Odoamne was back bot in time to push out the wave, so now Carzzy has to run, catch bot lane, while Rogue are hitting onto his top tower. Armut is tanky, yes, looks like they're gonna go for it.
They're gonna throw it in. Trymbi's there for the follow-up, the flay back to safety. Here come with the bear stance. Now the tiger for the follow-up. He's slowly but surely getting burned down, and he will fall in the end away from the tower, so he can't even clear the waves. That's insult to injury again. Armut knocked away, and that's a free extra wave now collapsing into the tower for Rogue to pick up.
Yeah, Armut actually quite squishy against this trio of Rogue with the Udyr, Thresh, and Kalista. Now, you would argue, why didn't Armut stay on the tower there like Wunder did last time when this dive went horribly wrong for the Kalista? Well, the difference is, I think he dies in the 1v3, he doesn't have enough sustain, doesn't have enough items to survive, and he has to try and ult away. But smart play from Kalista, use the Kalista ult to pull Trymbi in to cancel the ultimate, whereas if they went for the dive, they would have used that ultimate to cancel the tower order anyway. So would have ended up either way, a kill for the side of Rogue. They get the top tower, and what have Mad Lions got? There's still 5 plates on bot. Odoamne has been catching the waves. This swap from Rogue has netted them a gold lead. When they're down in kills, they're almost 500 gold ahead when they're 3 kills down.
And how many teams, when they're down 4 kills in the early game as it was moments ago, can pull back into a game like this? The good news for Mad Lions is they're going to be able to get a little bit more pressure here. Odoamne most likely isn't even going to approach the tower here until Trymbi shows up, so can't stop them from getting any extra plates. And we went from a 1k, almost 2k gold advantage for Mad Lions to now dead even in the gold, thanks to the smart rotation for the Herald and a dominant performance there from the Trinity of Rogue to find the dive against Armut.
Yeah, many reasons why the gold's even. Inspire's power farming to match up for the kills. Odoamne is catching waves because Mad Lions try to make mid lane plays instead of punishing him on the side lane, meaning he can farm up for free. And Rogue's bot lane, even though they were losing the lane, they were proactive. Let's swap first. First to the play naturally always wins. They get the Herald, they get top tower, and now Rogue's bot lane's ahead in gold, Odoamne's ahead in gold, and Inspired's even. Yes, Larsen's a little bit behind, but that's what you would expect. When Humanoid had the freeze, he had the early kill, but Rogue have definitely recovered, and the game's in an even state now. And you can see Mad Lions, they put their bot lane mid, and they've gone for a 1-3-1 to swap things up. We'll see how Rogue reacts.
And when we look at the story of the split so far, we'll hold that thought actually. Elyoya could fish for a bit of a play here.
Sleep
now going down. Kaiser ready to follow up, but there's a man advantage, and that is going to be one caught out member of Elyoya. Now trying to back away as Inspired with the follow-up. Elyoya can come in, but that's the curtain call off to the side. Hansama incredibly low. The charm has to be flashed away from. Trymbi in trouble, but the TP is now coming in. Armut on the way. Sion, where's the ultimate going to go? Doesn't have it quite yet. Waiting on the cooldown, wants to go forward, but Rogue backing out for now. They haven't lost a single member yet, just barely able to survive in that exchange.
This is so big for Rogue. Mad Lions invested 3 ultimates for this fight. Yes, Rogue had to blow summoner spells, but look at top waves pushed in. They should be able to get in time to catch the mid wave. 39 seconds on the dragon spawn. Mad Lions are so down on tempo. They have to get the top, they have to recover, they have to push out waves. But I think they're not going to have the ultimates or the firepower for this Drake if Rogue get back on the map in time.
Keep our eyes on it. Track the cooldowns, 30 seconds until the Infernal up, as you mentioned. Only the second Drake of the game, and Armut steadily falling behind here. 30 CS advantage to Odoamne. It's only going to get harder when that Gorge Drinker comes through.
We'll have to see how Mad Lions played out. They should know that they're way too late to this Drake. 15 seconds, Armut doesn't have TP. If he wants to make it there in time, he should probably bail out of top now, but Odoamne has TP to match it, so they will lose on top side if they do that. Maybe they can try and catch Odoamne out. Maybe they can make a cross-map play top side knowing this Drake's dead. But then how much will you lose if you invest 3 or 4 members top? Will Rogue be able to get bot tower? Will they be able to deny CS away from your side laner that does go bot in Humanoid?
And remember what happens. If Mad Lions pick this fight and they lose it, things will go from bad to worse. Because Hansama, yeah, might get outscaled as we move later into the game by the Jhin. But if you can let him get ahead, this game is not going to be easy for you. Elyoya zoning away, though. Mad Lions holding on. They're going to get the crab. That is a good setup in the area.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Rogue's mid-jungle just based, so it looks like they knew they were dropping this Drake before it even spawned. Larssen getting as much CS as he can. He's 20 CS down, a level down to Humanoid. Maybe they thought they wouldn't have the pressure in mid to be able to walk into River. Mad Lions just walk straight in. They pick up the dragon. Second dragon for them on the board. And Rogue are gonna looking at a Dragon Soul point if Mad Lions get another one.
Yeah, have to see what the spawn is going to be. Ocean obviously ideal, but Cloud won't hurt too much either. A lot of very crucial ultimates for the side of Mad, and it is going to be the Ocean Soul. Extra bushes to maneuver through as well. Inspire taking away yet another red buff. The jungle really just belonging to him. He's gotten way more buffs than he has any right to this entire game, and now we may see the play on the bottom side. Humanoid could get caught out here. The Flay coming back, forcing him to use the ultimate, but that is big. Remember, Ahri in the mid game without this ultimate really struggles to get work done.
Yeah, ultimate trade there from Trymbi into Humanoid. He didn't get the knock-up, but I think Humanoid was just a little bit too far away. He could have flayed him on the first charge if he got the knock-up, and perhaps they could have got more out of that. But Humanoid had flash anyway. Looks like he'll clear the bot wave. And Mad Lions putting so much pressure on this mid-bot side. Look at the amount of vision, the amount of wards that Mad Lions have on the bot side of the map. Humanoid can push in freely. He doesn't have to be too scared. And Rogue need to find a way to crack this open because they can hardly see anything. They have a few wards scattered, but they're probably going to run out in the next 30 seconds.
And in the end, Odoamne opting for the Stridebreaker, interestingly, in the top lane matchup. But it's good that you bring it up. The control from Mad Lions, despite a few things going against them in the game overall, still remains very focused, keeping their eyes on the goal in front of them and not giving up too much here. Humanoid going to be happy when he takes over to level 11, but for now, Larssen trying to claw his way back in the mid lane matchup. 3 members collapsing, though, and it's Trymbi who's actually going to get caught out. Humanoid now stepping forward. That's going to be one shot. 2 going wide, hitting onto Inspired, but Carzzy finishing the job from downtown. A good pick for Mad Lions.
Such a good shot from Carzzy. Inspired wasn't in time to block the shot, but super good pick from Mad Lions. Humanoid obviously didn't have the Ahri ultimate to catch up to Trymbi because he did manage to trade that for Hans' ultimate earlier on, and Humanoid will get back in time to catch his bot wave. And that's a kill for the side of Mad Lions. Good pick. They do have the gold lead back in their favor, but Dragon's down. How do Mad Lions want to progress this game? The Herald's up. I'm looking top side. Maybe Mad Lions can find it because the bot lane of Rogue is bot side. Inspire's on the bot side too. Looks like both of them are going to trade sides in cross map here. Humanoid has to be safe. He has the ultimate coming up now though, so he should be okay.
Moving in with the bear stance. Hansama on the hunt. Is just immediately going to dash away. However, 1 stack and 2. Consistently not having that is a big deal, but you can see that Mad are still able to find these picks. Now they're looking to find the objective. Odoamne walking in, only level 10, however. Not nearly tanky enough to find this one. Stridebreaker coming up in a second, but that Herald should fall in the favor of the Mad Lions.
Yeah, Odoamne can only just watch this Herald fall. It's almost like cinema gameplay. There's nothing he can do. He just has to watch them take it in his face because Rogue are all invested on the bot side of the map. They have no vision top side. They did manage to get Humanoid's ultimate. Can they get the bot tower though? Can they trade this for something? Because Odoamne is losing top waves. They've lost Herald. What can Rogue get in response? They're hitting onto his bot tower now. Humanoid is not going to TP back. Smart decision. Doesn't have the ult. Could get dove by the 3 members of Rogue. And it looks like it's going to be a Herald for a tower, but that Herald will translate into a tower. So overall, probably an even trade.
Yeah, we'll keep our eyes on the gold as we move later. 15 minutes in the game, just about dead even. Keeping our eyes, though, of course, on the soul win condition. 2 minutes until that next Drake spawns. If you get to soul point for the side of Mad Lions, easy for you to set up that 5v5. That said, 5v5 still going to be very difficult for you to play out. The Kalista very strong, very difficult to lock down in these fights. The Charms are going to need to find their targets, and the Udyr and the Aatrox, as they get more items under their belt, are potentially going to have a field day on the Mad Lions backline.
The good thing that Rogue have going for them now is they have, well, they have push in mid, they have push in top. Maybe they can collapse first, but the problem that they actually have is that Mad Lions have Herald. So when it comes to this dragon spawn, Elyoya either he decides to pop the Herald mid when the dragon spawns, or he pops it earlier so they can push into tier 2. Mad Lions should always have a gateway through mid to get to this dragon. But it looks like they're moving on to this bot side. Humanoid hitting onto this bot tier 1. Rogue, you can see they base, they're all moving out on the map. They're all grouped up. Odoamne has TP. If Mad Lions stay around, they could get caught. Humanoid has the ult to escape, so it's almost like Humanoid can push these lanes in for free, similar to a LeBlanc, where using the ultimate's not too hard, it's not too long of a cooldown. He has the TP as well if he gets chunked out, so Rogue can't really catch him on side lanes, and it means it's a bit of a nuisance. They have to find a way to get some pressure elsewhere on the map.
And one of the age-old criticisms for Humanoid was that he got caught out on a side lane. Now we see multi-member, 2-man collapse coming in.
I don't know if he'll get that off in time.
Caught here. They went to the wrong bush. Oh, that was lucky. Yeah. Humanoid definitely playing with fire there, has to be careful, but it means that he gets to just kick this fight off. Hansama has to flash safety, 2nd shot, 3rd going in, 4th, it will connect,
Shield
but
bow.
As you said, Shield Bow there to block it out. That does mean instant mid priority for the Mad Lions, though. Breaking mid here is huge for the Ahri, for the Lillia, for the Jhin. It will be so easy now for Mad Lions to find these picks.
Maybe Mad Lions wants to go for more, though. Kaiser flashes in, trades Larssen's flash. It's going to crash onto the tier 2, and Mad Lions, such a good identification. All the members are bot side. Hansama's chunked out. Let's just start pressuring the map. 30 seconds till Drake. 1 or 2 more mid-waves pushed in, and Humanoid's ult should be up in time for this dragon fight. As you can see, Armut's based, pushed in top. Based, ran towards the bot side. He'll push out bot, and Rogue with their bot lane on the top side of the map. I think they're giving up this 3rd dragon.
And Caedrel. Mad Lions just continue to set themselves up for success. And of course, Rogue, regardless, they're holding on well. It's only a 1k deficit despite the massive disparity in kills, but if Mad keep finding these Drakes, that's not going to matter. The Ocean Soul will be everything in this game. And again, it does not get easier for Rogue. That is an Ahri, that is a Lillia, that is a Jhin. There is so much non-committal, hard CC that Mad Lions can just throw out. And if anyone from Rogue gets hit, they will get dropped.
Yeah, definitely. They have so much mobility and engage whenever they need to pull the trigger. And I think the key for this game was cross-map, and I feel like the only real cross-map that Rogue went out on was that Herald swap. The initial Herald swap, they got the Herald, they got the tower, and they got a kill. But from there onwards, it feels like Mad Lions are just trading more on the side. Odoamne was looking for the steal, Elyoya smites it away. Like, again, Mad Lions, they get the third dragon. They're on Ocean Soul points. What did Rogue get on return on the top side? They got some vision. They didn't even deny a wave. Humanoid picked that up. So Rogue just losing out on every trade when it comes to the cross maps. Yes, they are even in gold, but when it comes to this fourth Ocean Soul fight, they're really going to struggle, especially with Larssen no flash, Hans no sums either. And against things like the Ahri, the Jhin ult, the Sion ult, there's so many things you have to deal with and lots of mobility you have to look out for.
And again, both teams have broken 2 towers, but all crucially, Mad Lions have broken mid tower, which means there's so much more access when they do finally get mid lane priority to move in, to take vision away from Rogue. And while Inspired, maybe he can feel comfortable getting in, getting out because he is so tanky. Hans Sama, Larssen, Odoamne are very vulnerable if they move into that pocket of war.
You're completely right, Drakos. Mid lane priority is the most important in the game. You'll see Mad Lions push this mid wave into tier 1. They'll move top, which means Larssen has to respect the move from the mid lane prio and back off the top tier 1. So you unlock your side lanes. That's how important mid lane tower is. If mid lane tower is up, Hans could clear the wave faster, it would crash faster, and they'd be able to respond and defend their jungle. But because this tower is down, Mad Lions have way more time than Rogue do to react to plays and be proactive. So that's going to net them a top tier 1, and you nailed it. They were at Drakos. Mid tier 1 is so important.
Once it breaks, it feels like all the other tier 1s are doomed to fall as well. That said, Rogue ready to respond in the mid lane. Mad Lions committing so much to the top side to make sure the Humanoid could push in, but because he doesn't finish the tower, it means Hans Sama and Odoamne are untouched here. In the meantime, of course, Sion's going to grab a few waves, but giving up mid-tier 1 like this feels like a bit of a blunder from the side of Mad Lions.
Mistake from Mad Lions. If you watched Carzzy and Elyoya there, they ran from mid to top tier 1 all the way around their tier 2s and back around. I think the problem they did there was they over-rotated, meaning they went way too far to top tower when Rogue had no vision already. So what they had was a really good pink setup. What they should have done, it just sat on the pink, fake pressured a bit, Larssen backs off, catch the next mid-wave aggressively. But in turn, Odoamne was there, they had numbers advantage, Mad Lions were scared of getting collapsed on, and they end up losing a mid-tier 1 just because they over-rotated.
And again, credit to Rogue for spotting that opportunity, knowing that they had their own deep vision in the enemy jungle, knowing that they could set up their own vision traps. An enemy behind enemy lines, and being able to grab that mid-tier 1. Again, the same praise we gave to Mad Lions for breaking it goes to Rogue as well. The game gets much easier for them now too.
This game is a great display of macro, knowing your windows, knowing your time limits, and it's going to come down to control. Whoever has control of this dragon should be able to start the fight first. The other team's at a disadvantage, but Mad Lions grouping up as 5. Looks like they want to take this tower down. Odoamne's bot, and Rogue don't have engaged, so there's nothing to be scared of. Mad Lions just walk up with the Sion, and Rogue have to respect it because Hans still no flash, Larssen still no flash. They're waiting for this dragon. So when these summoners come up, it's going to be a bloody 5v5 for that Ocean Soul.
2 minutes. Inspired, ready to zoom in onto Carzzy if necessary, but Armut is there, the front line is there, Kaiser there to interrupt him. That Nautilus passive is going to do a lot of work in the fights to come. The freedom to just auto-attack someone and CC them means he is much more reliable peel than the Udyr would like to deal with.
Yeah, this game feels very tense. I mean, Rogue have a lot of damage if they can deal it, but Mad Lions have a lot of mobility and CC and utility to be able to deny it. So Odoamne has been a bit quiet this game. He's rounding 10 CS per minute. He's accumulated a shutdown on himself, almost 2 items on this Aatrox, a level up over Armut, and this is what you expect from the Aatrox in the draft, which does win against the Sion. So Odoamne playing really well. We'll see how he does in team fights against things like the Ahri, the Sion, the Nautilus, so many things to get through to actually deal damage to the backline of Rogue.
But again...
sorry.
Yeah, good call. Again, the question is, Odoamne, can he pull it off in a fight? Because so far he's been absent across most of these engages. And if Mad Lions keep splitting up Rogue, stopping full 5v5s from happening, finding picks before this dragon spawns at 1 minute and 30 seconds, then that Aatrox advantage, as big as it is, as well as Odoamne has played to get it, is not going to matter much.
Yeah, look at Mad's setup. They're going 1-3-1. They're going to push out both sides and then collapse towards mid. Maybe they want to collapse for this top tier 1 first as well and push out. But Odoamne wins on the side lane. Armut's going to have to respect this and give up the push. As we see the small trading in bot, Mad Lions moving to this top side. Maybe they want to crack this tier 1 open before they move to Drake because they still got a minute to spare. But they need to get vision on this dragon because Rogue are all in the bot side of the map and they're sweeping it all out.
Inspired is so fast and he can move in and maybe hope to catch Armut out, but Armut just a little bit too tanky for that to collapse to come through. Because we have a minute until this Drake spawns, I want to remind everyone at home, last year, these were our 3rd and 4th best teams, no doubt in our minds. This year, Rogue contesting G2. They're looking like number 2. Mad Lions, the odd man out in the midst of things. Can they find 3? Can they push Rogue to get 2nd place? Is it G2 and S tier, Rogue and A tier, and everyone else below them? Or is Mad ready for the task to take down Rogue? That's the question on my mind in this game. So far, they've been matching Rogue move for move. They've kept it even, and now they've got a soul win condition. But if they fumble it here, it'll all be for naught.
Yeah, it feels like they're always a step behind, but flash in from Kaiser.
Flash in, that's the startup. The Juggler taking down the 2-man knockup. That's a clean start to the fight now. Elyoya off to the side, the one that you have to watch. The reset comes in as Hans Sama retreats. The shield bow trying to buy as much time as he can. The Humanoid leaps in. Odoamne wants to look for the turn. They're getting squishy though. He's been put to sleep. Kaiser trying to buy more space. Humanoid dashing, diving, dipping through the entire backside side and back line. Odoamne now going to be in trouble as the entire team collapses, but Hansama finds the snipe onto Humanoid. Odoamne makes it out over the wall, but again, it's all for naught. Mad Lions have found the Ocean Soul. Rogue, you're going to be fighting back for the rest of the game.
2 for 1 for Mad Lions. They get the Ocean Soul. That's crucial for the game. Mad Lions, although the gold is even, playing so well on these Dragons has allowed them to accrue this lead, but look at the decision making. TP comes in from Humanoid. The second he lands, Kaiser flashed in. Look how slow it is for Rogue to react. Odoamne's TPing in, but the fight's already kicked off, and Mad Lions, because they get a pick before the fight even starts, before Odoamne even joins it. Look what Odoamne does. He can't impact the fight. He's 1 versus 4 in the backline. So much CC, so much utility, so much disengage from Mad Lions stops him from being able to impact the fight. And in the end, Rogue win the fight. Yes, Hans picks up Humanoid, but Mad Lions pick up the Drake.
And as good as it looks, the fact that the gold is dead even, the gold is not dead even. That is an Ocean Soul. So much of the game, the Udyr's damage is now going to be so negligible in the fights to come. Odoamne is going to have such a hard time getting through these health bars, and Mad Lions are going to be sitting so comfortable in the fights.
Yeah, Rogue have some control around this top side of the map. Some deep vision. Mad Lions need to crack it open eventually, but Elyoya needs to base. Humanoid's shadowing bot side here, so they might be looking on a pick on Odoamne. Odoamne sees Humanoid on the ward, so smartly backs off. And now Mad Lions, the only way that they can start winning this game is regaining control, but Rogue have full control of the map. Mad Lions need to push out waves, group up, and do what they did before. Just put Sion in front of your team, run at Rogue, force them to respond, make them respond to towers, and then you can retake the vision. But Larssen is pushing in top, Odoamne is pushing in bot. Mad just trying to find a way to regain control.
And we have to remember, if Mad keep finding picks, if Mad keep finding starts to the fight on their terms, things look very good for them. But the Orianna shockwaves are eventually going to do more than a rotation from Humanoid. If you can find multi-man ultimates, if they can find these combos in the mid to late game, if the Aatrox can follow up, it's going to be big.
Trymbi.
But sadly, Trymbi is going to get one shot, and that's going to stop that from happening for now. Could be Baron to get kicked off for Mad.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a Baron. Armut's already here. Mad have all the tools they need to turn. They have Kaiser's ultimate, they have Humanoid's ultimate. They're just going to sit in these bushes. I think Humanoid's going to look for a flank. They're going to start the Baron as 4, and Humanoid's going to sit in this bush. I mean, Rogue funnel in. They might look to kind of pincer them into the river, but Odoamne's here as well. It's a 4v5.
Humanoid off to the side. Get fish for the charm. Does hit Odoamne. Odoamne still walking forward, though. Not too concerned about that one. 5k getting lower. Larssen off to the side. Inspired, ready to go in. Flash smite on the Udyr up and available. Odoamne acting on the front line, but he's just taking so much damage. They're just deleting him. There's no room now. Inspired into the midst of everyone. The shutdown. Inspired on the chase. Run, Udyr, run! Run, stun, job done! Rogue, find the fight. The double kill follow-up, and that's going to be the Baron. Are you kidding me, Rogue? How did you make that work?
Numbers disadvantage. Ocean Soul for Mad Lions. They win the 5v4, and they kill 4 members of Mad Lions. The shockwave was absolutely crucial. Rogue pick up 4 kills, they pick up shutdowns, and they pick up the Baron.
Incredible turn from Rogue. What Ocean Soul. Mad, how did they make this work? Odoamne was dead to rights.
Look at Mad Lions, they all stack up on Odoamne. Odoamne lives on 1 HP, but Larssen gets the shield on him. Look at that shockwave. 4 members of Mad Lions, they all fall down. Inspire chases them down as well. And Rogue are back in this game. Mad Lions might have the Ocean Soul, but Rogue have the lead.
Crushing turn in the fight. And we talked about it. Yes, Humanoid, you found so many picks. Yes, you've been a part of so many of your team's success, but all it takes is one well-placed shockwave to turn a fight in an instant.
Yeah, Larssen said he was the team fight king on a Euphoria, and there it is, baby. The Ginger God popping off.
Love to see it. Mad Lions, they've still got an advantage if they hold on. Yes, they're 6k down. The Ocean Soul, the last remaining thing that they can hold on, but you see in that fight, the Jhin got some work done, the Ahri got some work done, but everybody in Rogue getting their turn to dominate in the fight.
And the thing is, with that team fight, they get shutdowns, they get kills, they get so much gold that they can invest against this Ocean Soul. You can see the healing reduction coming out from Rogue. They're 2 levels up across the board. You can see Armut's 2 levels down, Larssen's a level up, Hans is finally a level up as well. So Rogue, full control of this game, 5k gold lead. They have the Baron, they're going to pick up tier 2s here and there, but that's all they're going to pick up. So Mad Lions are going to be able to hold on, they're going to be able to scale, they're not going to lose any inhibitors just yet, but the Rogue are for sure back in this game.
The victory lap should not come through for the Rogue fans quite yet. They still have to find the win. They still have to find a way to end this game, but they are back in it. And Mad Lions, they can wait a few minutes. When the Baron falls away, the Ocean Soul buff will remain, but the 5k advantage for Rogue will still be there too.
Odoamne is going to be such a hard person to take down from Mad Lions. He has the tenacity, he has the Sterax, he has so much survivability. You even saw it on the Nash fight. 5 members commit onto him. He just about lives. And now he has even more items for Mad Lions to deal with. He's so high level as well. Odoamne definitely stepping up for his team. Larssen so fed as well. Hans has been quietly farming up. CS advantage 400 gold shutdown as well. So all the carries of Rogue are so strong in this triple threat comp. And Inspired's just the front line. 3 levels up on Inspired. All that farming, all that selfish playstyle we talked about at the start versus Elyoya getting his team ahead. Now his team's behind because of just team mistakes, and Rogue poised to take the bot tier 2. I think they're just moving on mid. Maybe they want to look for a team fight.
And again, keeping our eyes on the big cooldowns. The Shockwave going to be crucial. Stridebreaker now used. Odoamne getting things kicked off slowly but surely. They know better than to overcommit here. The snare already used from Carzzy. It will not find its target.
Yeah, Rogue just grouping up. They are very strong grouped up. The Orianna, the Kalista, and the Aatrox so strong. But the problem is they don't have any engage. Their only real way of engage is finding a Shockwave, finding a hook, or maybe Kalista ulting your Thresh into the backline. But 30 seconds, Drakos, on this Elder Dragon. Humanoid pushing out topside. Just hit level 16. Might look for this top tier 2. Rogue pushing in mid. Humanoid has TP though, so he can join the fight whenever. But Rogue are just pushing Mad Lions into their base. So by the time wave crash, they can move to Dragon.
Pull back on the Shockwave. They're just looking for a single pick, but he's going to go zombie mode and he can try to clear the wave. Mad Lions, maybe they can hold on. Will it just be a tier 2 traded for an inhibitor tower? Rogue, will they stop here? Can they keep pushing? Humanoid hitting the tower again and again and again, but he can't break it yet. Now the curtain call comes out. There is no creep wave here. The re-engage comes in onto Inspired. It looks like a bit of a mistake there from Kaiser, but he is going to be able to back away for now. Now he's getting cut down though, and this is disastrous because Rogue can turn the play. The move in from Trymbi. Now they've locked up the jungler too, and that is as bad as it can get. But it's Humanoid on the backside. Maybe, just maybe, he snipes the wave. He knows he cannot take the fight, but if he kills the creeps, he can stop the game from ending. Goes wide, dashes through to try to connect. The charm does connect, but instantly Larssen cleanses it out. They're going to move away. Trymbi moving back into the base. Rogue poised to end the game. If they can keep this cannon minion alive, they could try to end it here, but instead they will back away, happy with the inhibitor.
Armut's coming up. You could see Rogue's plan there. Just keep Mad Lions in their base, and Mad Lions have to funnel into them. Otherwise, they're going to lose the Dragon. They're going to turn and burn the Dragon if Mad Lions stay in their base. They find 3 kills. They take the minion inhibitor. They're going to get this Elder Dragon. Mad Lions, you still have the Ocean Soul, but these team fights are just going in favor of Rogue all the time. Such clinical play from the side of Rogue.
And there's so many fights where it starts off with the Shockwave chunking everybody to 20% and then Inspired cleaning up. Now it's the Shockwave taking you down to 30 and you instantly die. If you're still left standing, Inspired will have no problem cutting through your entire team. This is disaster for Mad Lions. It felt impossible for any team to beat at Ocean Soul, but Rogue might just be the ones to do it.
Now Armut, he steps up here and gets caught, but the problem is he knows if this wave crashes and they all run to Dragon, it's going to be impossible for Mad Lions to find an engage and find a fight. And if you lose the Elder Dragon, that could be the nail in the coffin. So you can see that's why Mad Lions, they use the curtain call. They try to buy time for Humanoid to arrive, try to stop Rogue from getting towards the Dragon, because once that's gone, Mad Lions can't teamfight.
But again, a situation where Kaiser potentially bit off more than he could chew by locking up the jungler. The fight turns against them, and they have to sacrifice that inhibitor line. Now, however, with the Elder Dragon powering them, again, a temporary buff, but it's still going to be around when the Baron spawns, and that means Rogue are set up to get their second purple worm of the game.
Yeah, and Rogue top waves pushing into the side of Mad Lions, so they're going to go 5 man on one lane. One lane has an inhibitor, one lane slow pushing. Let's go 5 bot. We have Elder Dragon. Doesn't matter if we don't have engage, we're just going to step up, run at Mad Lions, and if they try to respond, we have the Elder Dragon for the team fight.
Difficult. Again, they can fish for picks. Keep your eye on that charm coming in for Humanoid, but more importantly, the Shockwave.
Larssen
has been locked up. He has no cleanse this time around, so he is going to be forced to back away. Big shields, though, coming in from the Orianna.
Just about survives. The mid wave's coming in. The top wave stacking massively for the side of Rogue, so they can afford to wait here. They can afford to buy time, but Mad Lions, can they find an engage?
Has to flash away from that one. A bit of questionable movement there on the Martial Poise.
But Mad Lions have so much wave clear with the Jhin, with the Ahri, but now Odoamne pushing in mid, top wave crashing. Can they do something on this wave, Drakos?
Fight starts, knockup is there, they're fishing. They've managed to hit the front line. Armut's now going to be in trouble, but he's unstoppable on the retreat. But it's Odoamne off to the side. Eyes on the Aatrox. Carzzy's in trouble, but he's been choked to sleep. The double man Shockwave. Larssen in the meantime. Odoamne buying the space that his team needs to find the victory. The flayback, the hook goes wide. Inspired looking to finish the job, the lockup. Carzzy coming in from the backside. Curtain call, but for who? Rogue trying to push into the base, ready to end this game. Humanoid and Carzzy still stand, though. The minion wave, the super creeps, it's too much. There's no room for Mad Lions to maneuver. They're getting pulled back. The hook is landing. Everything that needs to hit is hitting, and they're dying. Hold on. But Carzzy's still pushing them back. The creep wave collapsing in the top side. No doubt that this is Rogue's fight, but it will not be Rogue's game yet. Carzzy holding on. Elder Dragon buff ready to fall away. Baron in the sights of Rogue, though, and Mad have no room to respond.
Larssen's out of mana. The HP bars are too low. The carries of Mad Lions, crucially, are alive, so they managed to defend. They lost top inhib. They lost mid inhib. They lost their towers, but they're still holding on to this game, Drakos. And Armut does the same thing. He has to step up. He has to clear this wave. The ult goes backwards, but keep your eyes on Odoamne. He dives to backline. The shockwave goes onto him again, and he manages to find the crucial members of Mad Lions. And Drakos Mad Lions, just because the carry survived, Carzzy and Humanoid were able to survive. They were able to clear waves because Rogue used all their resources on the front line.
Caedrel again. Impressive that Mad hold on as well as they can, but Mad Lions, or rather Rogue, finding these fights, finding these angles. They're at the point now where they're so strong that they can just hit 2 members of frontline with the Shockwave, and that is enough to win a fight. And that is the worst place to be if you were on the side of Mad.
Yeah, and during that replay, Rogue picked up the Baron. So, Baron in their pockets. They did have the Elder Drake, but now they have the Baron. And Mad Lions, 1 Nexus turret standard. They're wounded, but they're still in the game. They still have the Ocean Soul, and they're scaling. Look at Carzzy, 4 items on the Jhin. Humanoid's getting some strength, he's getting some items. And this game's not over yet, Drakos. Although Mad Lions, I think the biggest thing now is they're just so far behind in experience. Elyoya level 14, Armut level 15, but Odoamne and Inspired are such high level that Mad Lions need to find a magical engage.
And when the map was theirs, they could come from multiple sides. They could find CC left and right to find the picks to build themselves lead. The game was good for Mad Lions. But now, Rogue, they've forced Mad Lions back into their base. Mad Lions have to stand grouped together, ready and waiting for Larssen's Shockwave. That is the worst position to be in for a comp that just wants to find these picks.
Yeah, and Rogue want to group up as well. Yes, they don't have engage, we've said it before, but as 5 members, they're so strong. Mad Lions, they still have the Ocean Soul.
Charm coming through. Connects onto the backside.
Wolf's coming in.
He's just going to try to get things started. He just wants to one-shot the wave. Again, buying time, waiting to get this Baron buff away. Odoamne caught up to the side. Big charm, big damage. Humanoid dashing through, just trying to chip him away. But the ball coming in, it's just too much. The shielding from Larssen is too massive.
And now Humanoid, Carzzy, and Armut, no ultimates, whereas Rogue have everything up. So this next wave will be crucial. It's a cannon wave. They have the Baron. How do Mad Lions respond? 1 Nexus turret left. Minion hits back, but they don't have any ultimates.
Eyes on the Shockwave. Eyes on those who will deliver it. The flash forward.
They have to run.
The hook goes wide. They're moving in. They're just going to look to break the inhibitor line. Expose 1 in the top lane as well. They break 1. They break 2. The Baron buffs allow them to power through. But can they break the base? Can they end the game? Can they take the Nexus? Mad Lions ready for 1 final fight. All it takes is a misstep and a Shockwave for this game to end.
Mad Lions have to find a fight out. They're losing their 3rd inhib here, and they're against 3 inhibits down. I think Rogue can take every objective in the game, but Mad Lions, they seem to be able to push them away. Humanoid's ultimate's up again. Armut's ultimate's up again. Carzzy doesn't really need it. Trymbi fishing for hooks, but 2 inhibs down. Rogue can keep Mad Lions in the base. Mad Lions need to set free. They need to find some way out of their base, otherwise they're going to lose the next Elder Dragon.
So that's an isolated Odoamne. If Rogue aren't ready for the collapse, maybe just Mad can get something back. All it takes is a single member to drop.
Kaiser.
Inspired been hooked up. Now the follow-up. Humanoid leaping it. They've been caught out to safety, but the charm still manages to connect onto Trymbi. Trymbi's so incredibly squishy, but no, the follow-up still not there. Larssen on the side. Eyes on the ball. Placed behind Carzzy in the midst of the entire team. The Shockwave finds 2, and that's all they need. Larssen now escaping to safety, and all of Rogue ready for the collapse. Mad Lions, they will not get a glorious 5v5 finish. They will not get the team fight that they yearn for. It'll be Rogue finding the picks that they need, moving in to end the game.
Mad Lions had to find something, but in the end they found nothing. The mid jungle's down. Rogue are chasing them down. Odoamne finds... Oh, it's over for Mad Lions. They're all gonna get aced here.
Sama is relentless. Carzzy can't even auto attack. He goes golden, but there is nothing left. Rogue cement themselves. They are the 2nd best team in the LEC. Only G2 worthy competition as they find their win. They find their fountain dive, and they hold on to 2nd place.
1 Shockwave wins Rogue the game. Larsen's Shockwave on that Baron essentially nailed the coffin for the side of Mad Lions. That Shockwave found 4 members. They were facing an Ocean Soul deficit. They were 4v5. They didn't have any vision. They were down in gold. But 1 Shockwave turns the entire game. And that's a clutch factor. That's what you look at when you look at the best teams in the world. Can the players on that team, when they're facing defeat, clutch the game out and find the win?
And again, on the opposite side of the coin, 1 mistake from Mad Lions, grouping up 1 time when they had the advantage, when they had the Ocean Soul, so confident in themselves, but that is all it takes against Larsen's Orianna. At LEC on Twitter, Odo, Larssen, Hans, all of these players had fantastic performances. You just decide the moment that mattered to you the most.
Yeah, Hans, really good map movements, really good positioning in fights. Larssen clutched the game for his team, and Odoamne was the silent farmer. He farmed up to a storm, level advantage, came into team fights. And you could say his tactical int in getting hooked won them the fight as well.
Okay, we'll give him that one too. Why not? Of course, created so much space for the team as well. All around, solid turn from the side of Rogue for Mad Lions. Very frustrating, but you could see their game plan. You could see them finding that advantage in the early game. It's a good look for the team overall, but not quite enough. And as we mentioned it again, you can vote Odo, Larssen, Hans. Those are your options. Let us know what you think. It was a fantastic game, but soon we're going to hear from Hans Sama before Gilius joins us in the LEC post-game lobby. Don't go anywhere.
Lovely.
systems are overloading. We can't risk another game.
We need to take a break and regroup.
We're starting to lose our mind. Captain, we cannot go back to Elo Hell. Last time it took us months to get out of it.
Initiate break protocol.
Hurry up!
Yes! Yes! I did it! We did it! We did it!
Even the biggest champ needs a break.
Welcome back to the LEC after that insane roller coaster of a game, truly worthy of match of the week. And I'm joined by Hansama. Hansama, what a crazy, crazy game. So how are you feeling about that comeback? Are you happy, proud, perhaps relieved?
Hello. Yeah, I feel happy because we ended up winning the game, even though that was like a tough game to win. I really like winning games that seem like lost in the beginning, but we tried our best to come back, and fortunately that fight on the shockwave made us come back. So I still feel really happy about the win.
Yeah, I completely agree, because it almost felt like to me, if I was watching two separate games, that first 25 minutes when Mad Lions had an absolute lead and everything kind of looked GG, and that Baron fight where Rogue managed to find a comeback. So what was the shot call like in the Baron fight and immediately after the team fight?
During this fight, I think it was inspired and Larssen talking to each other very fast about Eing Udyr, and I think that was just the comms basically there that we were like ready to fight the Nash 4v5, and it ended up working really well, like placing the ball on Udyr and then shockwaving when Udyr is running in really fast, and then after that we were just communicating about getting our items back, and we were getting pretty far ahead from that point onwards.
And I do want to compliment this resilience of Rogue, because you guys, despite being really, really behind, you were focused and you were trying to find an opening for a comeback, because so often we see teams, when they fall too much behind, they might act hesitant or try to make too risky of a play. So can you tell me more about this mental fortitude, perhaps a clutch factor within Rogue as a team overall?
I think that we were really ready to make a lot of map movement, at least for myself. Even though I died at level 3, I think I really tried to come back to make something happen. So I decided to, for example, going top and getting a swap off to get a trade. And I think we as a team tried to get some leads, some tempo back in the game, because I mean the early game was such a disaster that we had to do something. And I think the play on the Sion top, getting the turret top, meanwhile they didn't get the turret yet, and getting the hurt was one of our best chance to actually come up even to the mid game. I wasn't sure if that was actually that even in mid game, but I think that could be worse if we didn't decide to trade. So having tempo in the game, having back the tempo in the game a few times made us feel like it's not lost yet.
And this focus for the overall game that I hear from you, this clutch factor, is something that will perhaps help Rogue going into the playoffs, because now with this victory you have locked top 4 place in the playoffs. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
And many people are already discussing, hey, is it going to be G2 versus Rogue in the finals? Is it going to be G2 versus Fnatic in the finals? And perhaps it's almost one-dimensional to say that G2 is going to win the LEC once again, but hey, LEC is up for grabs anyone. So what is the one X factor or something that Rogue can improve from now until the end of the Spring Split through the playoffs that will allow Rogue to make an absolute deep run in the spring playoffs?
Something that we have to learn to... I'm not sure. It's, I guess, more like playing consistently good as a team and having always the good plans to make and never feeling that the game is going in a way that is not ours. Like sometimes maybe we feel like we are not in control of the game, so we have to really look into some of the comp that we like to play and know exactly what plan we want to make. So I think that's what is most important coming up towards playoff, and mentally being ready to, like who knows, maybe we might face G2 in the playoff, and I think we have to be mentally ready to take up against them or any team really. So yeah, I think it's just really being ready to play against them. I don't think we really need to focus on one particular team play. I think we are kind of good as a team, but some games we just, well, like this game today, we just played bad in early, and yesterday I guess as well. So we just have to not fix that, but just feel more confident and not scared to take up risk. I think that is always hard for a team to actually do something if all players feel like they don't want to try something. Or I really like if there's like risk-free feeling in a team.
And I hope this mindset does take Rogue to the very final end of the LEC. Once again, thank you so much for this conversation. Appreciate it, Hansama. Best of luck for the rest of the LEC.
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much. And that actually ends my guest appearance in the LEC. I actually hope you enjoyed it, because for myself, it's been an absolute pleasure. And we'll be back with post-game lobby with Schalke's Gilius, so don't go anywhere.